Today's Shakespeare's Coffee Break is brought to you by the good people at Hill Storage and Rigging Company. No job too large or too small. Dandy Folk, bits and baubles for the sharp and snazzy. Renfest.org, your online directory of Renaissance festivals, vendors, and entertainers. And Henderson's Hearth, classic counter cooking to have at home. Please support the show by supporting our sponsors.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to another edition of Shakespeare's Coffee Break. I am your friendly neighbourhood Shakespeare, and I am on my coffee break. Let's have a nice noisy slurp right now. All right, hold on. We're gonna have to. All right, take that down. All right, that is awkward. All right, let's do this. All right, doing it for reals. That's just good internet audio. I don't care who you are. If you're wondering why I'm wearing a mask today, it is in solidarity with my friends Chaste Treasure, who, as we are recording this, are performing at the final weekend on Halloween Day at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Faire. And so let's go to them live, but in your past, because this is pre-recorded. Right here, right now. Chaste Treasure! Muppet Arms! Oh my god! Ah, yes!
Muppet Arms!
I recognized the voice of Lady Rosaline. I recognize the hat of Lady Morgan. And who is that other mysterious lady there?
That's because you can't see her mouth. It's huge.
I know.
True. It's so well stashed away. This way nobody knows who I am. I can go incognito.
Oh, well, that must be the sassiness of Lady Catherine then. Oh my goodness. Oh, my friends, how are you doing? How is the festival going for you?
Pretty good. Beautifully. Most well.
Wonderful. So very glad to hear it. So, Chaste Treasure, how did you come to be here with me, crossing the magical tubes and wires of the internet to be here with me and my studio, and you there, live, together, physically, at a Renaissance festival? How did this magic and madness come to happen?
It's entirely the magic of All Hallows Eve.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
And the fact that they're taking mask restrictions seriously.
There you go. That, I have to say, well done, Pennsylvania Renaissance Faire. Since you'll be seeing this, potentially, if you watch this PAN Fair, after your season is done, well done. Way to be able to do your entire abbreviated run. And also, good examples to set for other festivals to be able to follow. So, brava, brava.
As we're speaking right now, there is a PSA going on every single stage, every 30 minutes, to remind people to wear their masks and social distance and all of that. So they're really taking it seriously, and we really appreciate it.
That is so wonderful, because it is no surprise to you that the entertainment industry, our industry, has taken such a huge hit this year, and being able for us to get back to work with restrictions, though, out in the world with our audiences, so that there is some level of connection, so that the energy at least is able to go back and forth, although we all remaining socially distant. That is so very important, and I'm a little envious of you for being out there performing, but I'm also very glad to be here in my studio.
Yeah.
You're toes in your hands right now.
Right, which we cannot. Although I will say, the best thing that happened this year, which will probably never ever happen again, is we got to be blocked on the final joust.
It's so exciting!
It's so much fun.
There's blood!
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Never say never, because they might say, you know what? We enjoyed those 3 lunatics up there.
I really hope so. It's mostly just because they haven't had enough cast members, because they really, really eliminated a lot of the cast, which we understand. So we're filling out space, but it is so much fun to be on that dais. And what happened last week? I shout random things. Last week there was a guy who was the bad guy knight, and he decided that he was going to make fun of Queen Elizabeth.
Oh.
And then immediately afterwards, someone's supposed to favor him, and I was like, you don't have to do that. Just put it away. Pretend that you don't care about him anymore. Just throw it.
That bad night lost the entire dais.
Yeah. We
He
were
was like,
so mad.
women can't rule, and we were like, oh no, he didn't!
That is fantastic.
It was fabulous.
Oh my goodness. I remember one of my favorite dice periods. My very first year as the bard, at the PA Ren Fair, actually. The Queen started inviting me to come up and join, and because I had a free block during the first joust period, and so she said, "Hey, Shakespeare, you wanna get on the joust?" I said, "Yeah, sure, I guess." And so we would stand there and just take bets on everything that we knew would happen. But it just started becoming like weird time travel-y knowledge. So to the extent that I went so far as to write out longhand so it would look appropriate my own personal copy of Gray's Sports Almanac for $15.89. And I was like, oh, yep, Sir Connor is going to actually punch Sir Angus in the face thrice. And like, we're up here, and my mic is not turned on, other people's mic's not turned on, but the Queen's mic is. So you hear it vaguely in the background, like, Sir Connor is going to punch Sir Angus in the face thrice. And then, I'm like, oh, pay up, Dudley. And we're just going back and forth. And so the one day that I had Lord Gray's Sports Almanac on stage with me. It was just everybody decided to give me all the money, all the winnings. And then the late and wonderful Duchess Lorraine, Duchess Sussex, she then held me at gunpoint before everything left, so I would give her all the money. It was so fun. It was like, for the 9 audience members who care about what is happening on the dais, this is all for you.
Our favorite is, I do believe Lady Morgan brought this up, at every joust, they just say 3 words. Very, very
Then you have to raise your hands, and that means that you cheer.
So we've determined that you can say any 3 words, and it sounds like you're a knight. So we usually yell, bread and cheese!
And we need more wine!
I might, does it have to be only 3 syllables as well?
Aye, it has to be
That's the ending. Yeah. You can say a million other things prior to that, but then when you end it, you have to say the last 2 words.
Oh, because I would have said, "This is Sparta," and that would have then also...
That works too.
1 extra syllable. Damn. All right, can't happen. Well,
this is Spart.
Oh, goodness. This is Spart. And make it almost like a Greek hooper. I love it. I smash a thing with it too. Well, if I could impose upon the 3 of you, dear friends, to give us some music, give us that wondrous thing. For if it is the food of love, play on.
Indeed.
Hi, ladies. Do you want to start being a bit snappy?
Sure. Nice.
With gloves
my
on.
drink.
With gloves.
I got a lot of diamonds on my chest that you can't see under the
It's under the fur.
100 more are on my dress and my earrings, and I only get the best. These pretty things are just part of the finery.
Oh, what a life it is. Polo teams, cricket games, ice sculptures of big swans, fox hunts, falconry, pheasants on a gold plate. It's all there. All of us have expensive taste. Just take a look at our fur cloaks, new shoes, 6 minutes to dress me, bourgeois gold leaf, 1,000 chips in my name. It's all there. And so are we, because we belong, because we're actually royals. It's a part of our core, golfing with the Duke of York. Our family tree, it does not fork, that I'm your ruler. You can call me Gentry, and we will all rule, because it is our destiny. My friends and I wear lots of gold,
But you can't see under the gloves.
I've forgotten just how much I own in the country. Servants, merchants, clergy know to respect our rules, because it's divine right to see
Oh, what a life it is. Polo teams, cricket games, ice sculptures of big swans, fox on falconry, pheasants on a gold plate. It's all there. All of us have expensive taste. Just take a look at our fur cloaks, new shoes, 6 minutes a dress made, bourgeois gold, leave 1,000 chips in my name. It's all there. And so are we, because we belong, because we're actually royals. Royals. It's a part of our court, golfing with the Duke of York. Our family tree, it does not fork, and I'm your ruler. You can call me Gentry, and we will all rule, because it is our destiny. Oh, oh, oh.
I've got cousins I've never seen, and I'm related to the Queen.
Which one?
Oh, Queen Latifah. Oh, oh. You know, I can't complain. We've got what it takes to reign, because we're actually royals. It's a part of our court, golfing with the Duke of York. Our family tree, it does not fork, and I'm your ruler. You can call me Gentry, and we will all rule, because it is our destiny.
Oh, well done, well done. Ah, the brilliant ladies of Chaste Treasure. Pretty ladies who are singing dirty songs. Well done. Ah, Chaste Treasures. Now, how many albums do you have? 4. Goodness
12.
gracious.
12!
12! Ah.
We wish we had 12 albums. 4!
One day we will.
And I was really hoping this year, until all the pandemic happened, that we would have recorded the new one.
Pandemic.
Yeah. But at
Aye.
least we're really prepared when we get the chance to record. It's actually given us a little bit more opportunity to get new songs together.
Yes.
Catalina's written a couple. I've written a big medley that we've been doing here. There's been a lot of new creativity, which I've loved.
Hi.
So, for your Ladies Unlaced shows that you've been doing on Facebook and YouTube,
Hi.
for those, have you been introducing any of your new material then?
We have the last episode that Morgan and I did together, the Pittsburgh reunion.
Yes.
We did all 3 new songs.
I think it's 3 new songs because we did Baker's Daughters.
Yes, so we premiered Baker's Daughters and
Nottingham.
Nottingham, which were both written by Contessa Catalina.
Oh.
And also sang.
Did we do?
Arthur. Yes, so we sang Arthur's Knights, which is a parody of Zero to Hero from Hercules, which
Really fun.
I wrote most of the lyrics to, and the other 2 ladies helped. And they, so yes, we did 3 new songs at that set.
Yeah.
And
And,
when are you going to be covering then 31 Degrees in Louisiana?
Oh, I want to do that one. It's so funny. I do. I don't know if we can get away with the country twang thing.
31 degrees in Louisiana.
They wrote it. It was him and Catalina wrote it.
In the car.
Yeah, when they were driving together.
We created both the melody and the lyrics in a 35-minute car ride going from where we were staying to the Louisiana Renaissance Festival grounds, but also recorded it in that 35-minute period. We were very quick on it. It was just one of those kismet moments that we then went back and tried to write more lyrics and no, it doesn't work. Let's just keep the nice short thing and then go back to the chorus an extra time. So it was rather fantastic.
Twang.
We
I mean,
could do
we're
that.
doing Russian,
Right.
so why not?
I feel like Catalina should do that on the Valentine's Day episode.
You could do there's 31 degrees in Louisiana. Oh, yeah, because Agnes is in that one too,
Aye.
isn't it?
Oh.
It's supposed to be. Oh, I think it's me because it's supposed to be the.
It's the Louisiana girls,
It's the
pretty much.
Louisiana ladies. So we could do that. We could
So-
do a send off to it at least.
So I'm glad that we are just creating your upcoming schedule on the fly right here in front of everybody. Makes me so very happy.
Yeah.
So everyone remember it. Go back and rewatch this so we remember what we said. It'll be fine. But have you considered taking those Lady Unlaced segments and then just pooling the audio down, because you have the good HD quality version of it that was edited, I believe, all by Lady Elsa, and and Lady Catherine. Very good.
No, you're
correct.
Oh, I thought you were pointing at yourself. I'm so sorry.
No, I said he knows. He knows Lady Elsa.
Oh yeah, and then just
you-
put that together and call it, I don't know, Ladies Unlaced the Apocalypse sessions or something.
So we've talked about that a bit, but the issue is because everyone has a different device that they're recording on.
Mm-hmm.
The quality isn't all the same.
Yes.
Even though we're singing to a backing track, it doesn't always work perfectly well. So what we should be doing is probably all like individually going into a studio and recording something. That would be what would work better. But
Yes.
it doesn't work. It's not us. This is the three of us together, three people in the same room doing the recording.
Yes, that is the most ideal. The artist form. Oh, go ahead. I keep cutting you off and the sound cuts out. So go ahead.
The Unlaced episodes are wonderful, but they're wonderful for what they are.
Yes.
Like we were able to make music in the middle of a pandemic when we're living cross country from each other and we're quarantined in different houses from each other, and so we're able to bring music into people's houses when we normally wouldn't be able to. But it's good in that aspect.
Yes.
But it doesn't compare to actually being able to sing with people and have that like you can feel each other breathe, you can feel the music. So like no matter how much Elsa does with her editing skills that make it sound amazing, it's still never going to be as good as if you were singing it personally.
Oh, absolutely. It's much akin to, I mean, not just acting, but when you're doing voiceover work, and this has been the case for time immemorial, going back to the beginnings of voiceover, you have a more alive feel for a show when everyone is able to be in the same room with each other.
Yeah.
As opposed to when everybody quite brilliantly records their lines on their own.
Yeah.
It just feels slightly more alive, even.
Absolutely.
But the artist formerly known as the Creepy Bard, now Foxy Bard, so his band Drunk and Disorderly and I, we've been working on for quite a while now, this entire pandemic period, an album where they record their bits and I record my bits and then we send them back and forth. And so we now have 4 songs almost done, but 12 songs we're trying to do for an album. But it's, I sing it, and then they play a backing track, which they then send back to me because it has new tempos on it, which I then re-sing with, which then goes back to them, which they sing with, and it's just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. Back in the 2000s, there was in the year 2000,
there
was a band called the Postal Service that released a really wonderful album, and that was just that's what they did. They would send everything back and forth to each other, and that's why they called themselves Postal Service. Really good, but it lacks the cohesiveness. Even listening to that, a very professional recording, everybody has the same level of things. It's not the same as being in person with someone and reacting to what they're doing.
Oh yes, absolutely. I'm not sure if you saw the Bare Naked Ladies version, the pandemic version of If I Had $1 Million, a song that they have performed for 30 years. And it was brilliant and it was amazing and I love the video, but the feel of it is just slightly... It's just slightly off. I mean, and they made up for it by them having like their family members in it. So it's like, oh, well, we're never able to have our kids on stage with us, or our spouses, or my dog, or my cat. Like the one guy's cat just kept coming in and just showing its butt, and as cats do, and that made it delightful. But so what you lost in the of the immediacy of them all being together, it was made up for in that way, but. That's also, a video as opposed to an entire album. But even just one song, it's like, oh yeah, it works, but it's just different.
I will say that one of the advantages, actually, oddly enough, weird advantage, to doing it the way we've been doing it is, especially yesterday when we did our Ladies Unlaced episode, we were doing our song Chandler Shop, and none of us knew what we were going to put in for the theme. So we said we're going to have a theme of scary movies. So I had picked out 2 scary movies, and then I had no idea what the other 2 were going to respond. So I'm watching it live with everybody else watching this video completed for the first time live. and it was astounding. Just how creative and clever people can be. So that's really fun to be still actively able to surprise one another in the moment.
Oh yeah.
That's been an advantage.
Oh yes. One of my one of the traits I'm teaching myself is artistic delayed gratification. Of when I do my Zoom shows with the casts adapted from my Ren Fair shows,
Right.
which two of the three of you have been in, but Lady Catherine, we're going to need to get you in one.
Yeah, you need to get her in.
Yeah.
One. She would love doing it. I think she'd have a great
All
time.
right. Well,
I'm perfect to shoehorn in somewhere.
oh, very good. Well, I'm gonna get you into one. We'll talk off. We'll talk off camera. I mean, probably still on a camera, just not recording, because no one cares. But not being able to, get the audience reactions and everything, but then going into and then watching, doing either a watch party or just watching it, but having the comments turned on for as it happens. It's taught me how to be able to watch myself and not hate my own work. Then it's like, oh my god, I suck. I gotta stop doing this. What am I? But then also get the reactions from the audience. It makes it to an extent, it gives you a second bite at the apple of like, oh, all right, this is nice.
One of my favorite things with the Unlaced episodes is, I mean, the musical segments are great, but one of my favorite things is when the like improv segment between, if you really get going. Last night's episode, I was producing last night's episode, and I was laughing backstage so hard.
Came up with so many random things, random
Funny.
memories.
But it's fun to be able to interact with the audience through their comments. So they can ask us questions. So they asked, like, what's your favorite horror movie?
Yeah.
And so they were answering what the favorite horror movie was. And then other people would put in their favorite horror movies and we would bring them up and they would be like, oh my God, Haunting of Hill House is scary.
Yeah.
Oh my God, The Teeth is terrifying. And then, like, bring it up.
Scary movie.
So for the three of you, what are your favorite horror movies?
Oh, God.
I don't like horror movies. Can I say Hocus Pocus?
Yes, you may. Yes, you may. Yes, you
Or
may.
Night Before Christmas.
Yeah.
One of those.
Those totally work.
I
I love horror movies, and
That does not surprise me because you are the lady of Chaste Treasure who scares me the most, quite frankly.
say that so many people are afraid of me. Apparently,
Yeah, you got the not like you're dead behind the eyes, but just like, oh no, there's murder there. There's totally murder there.
that's good. It keeps people in line.
Oh yeah.
but-
I mean, I was socially distancing from you back when we were able to be around each other, and I'm just like, nope. Stay out of striking distance, Shakespeare. Stay out of striking distance.
Thank you, darling. I love horror movies, but I'm going to cheat and say a series. If you've seen The Haunting of Hill House,
The
It's
new
a-
one?
yes, the new series that was on
Yes.
Netflix.
Ah.
Brilliantly acted.
So good, yeah.
And what makes it so horrifying is you love these characters. You come to really care about them. The whole time you're like, this is going to be bad. This is going to be so bad. And oh my God, something's over there.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just delicious how they unfurl it. And it's one of the few things, granted they do it over 10 episodes, but it's
Yes.
one of the few horror genre films or series I've watched recently that actually tie up most
Yeah.
of the questionable things. Where you go, how are they going to make that work though? They did a really good job of making everything fit and going, oh no, like there were so many fantastic moments. It's like that. This one watched it for her
Oh
birthday.
yeah, I did. That was my my thing. I watched all of the episodes for my birthday. The last year, or the year before.
Might have been 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I don't
I think it was
remember.
2 years ago.
No.
I watched the whole thing and just and it's one of the few that has really good replay value because they talk about ghosts and then later
go
on
back.
you reveal when they re-show different shots of like, no, all of these ghosts were in the background and you had no idea, and it's very clever that way.
Bravo, I like that idea. As someone who is not a huge fan of horror, would I like it?
Yes,
All right.
because it's a good story.
Yeah, it is. It is a very good story.
All right, very good.
not like stabby, gory for the
No.
most part. There's a
All
lot
right.
of jumps, but it's like suspenseful jumps. It's not like, oh, and someone fell out of a closet dead. Like, it's not anything like that.
All
All
right.
right.
So we have Hocus Pocus, we have the series Haunting of Hill House, and Lady Morgan, what is yours?
So I have a lot of favorites, but I think I'm gonna go with The Thing. John Carpenter? I think it's John Carpenter's.
Oh, the one with from the 70s.
Yeah, so they're in like Alaska.
Antarctica.
Yeah, Antarctica. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and Kurt Russell, and
Yes.
at his baddest.
Oh
And-
no, that's fantastic. That's a classic.
Last night too. The scariest thing for me is it absorbs you and becomes you and looks like you.
All right.
And the scariest part is that it could be anyone. Like when they have this very intense moment where everyone's in this like meeting room and they're trying to test to see who's the thing, because they know one of them is the thing. It just, oh my goodness, that whole sequence was just so intense and so amazing. And the practical effects in it are so smart.
Yes.
All the monsters that they put together for it look so good. That's the thing that makes me keep coming back. It's just those monsters are really, really amazing.
It's one of the few horror movies I genuinely enjoy. So,
Yeah?
Yes. Yeah. But my favorite horror movie is Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, because I'm horrified at just how bad it is. Yeah.
What's his name? That's in all of the movies and can kind of transform himself into anybody.
John Mel.
No.
No, Malkovich. No, it has Tim Roth
Yes.
and Gary Oldman.
That's it, Gary
Ah.
Oldman. Because Gary Oldman's also as Dracula in Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yes, he is. Yes.
Favorite vampires I've ever seen. He did an amazing job. I loved it.
I remember seeing that when it came out, and I was about 12 or 13 years old, and
The best part of
I
that
was way too young to see that film. I'm like, oh, because I had seen the original Bela Lugosi version. I'm like, yeah, I can do it, because I was a fan of the Universal monsters. I learned I was not a fan of horror movies. I was a fan of monster movies,
Yeah.
which is also why Shaun of the Dead is one of my favorites. That one.
Yeah.
Because that one's great, and Warm Bodies is great, and
Yes.
yeah.
Have you seen Zombieland?
Oh my God, the first one! Oh my, I still have not yet seen the second one.
I have seen the
I
second.
haven't had the second one either, but that one's really fun.
But Zombieland, oh my God, just the conceit they make that the safest place in America during a zombie apocalypse is Bill Murray's house. But like that was their destination. Just like, well, yeah, there we go.
But it's
I-
Woody Harrelson, and I
Oh.
kind of have such a soft spot for him and
Oh,
his
Yes.
He sold the concept so hard. It's like, no, this is where we're going. And I'm like, oh, I love it. I love this. But we are running out of time, so I needs must impose upon you once again to give us a song. To give us a song that speaks wonders of the human condition and what it means to be, as you three are, a strong and powerful woman.
Oh,
There's so
since,
many options.
since you asked so nicely, he asked for this one before. He asked for a strong Scottish woman, I'm assuming,
all
right?
right.
Ready?
Sorry, go ahead.
Black Agnes was a Scottish lass, the bonny noble bride.
of a man who went to jail for his country's pride.
Agnes watched the enemy bring an army to her wall.
And down she cried, for haggis' sake, I'll die before I fall. Up with your kilt and down with your arse, you make me bloody sick. Your family tree's a cactus cause you're such a freaking prick. I hope you step on Legos and I hope your goldfish dies. I swear to every one of you I'll be nobody prize. Ba-da-da-dum, bum, bum, ba-da-da-dum, bum, bum.
I wish a horrid pestilence upon your friends and kin. I hope that every time you wipe your finger slips right in. I wish you more hair up your nose than there is upon your head.
I hope you shout the wrong name when you take your wife to bed. Oh, up with your kilt and down with your rush, you make me bloody sick. Your family tree's a cactus cause you're such a freaking prick. I hope you step on Legos and I hope your goldfish dies. I swear to every one of you I'll be nobody prize. Ba-da-dum, bum, bum.
Ba-da-dum-bum-bum.
You'll never get in, hear me, lads. Give up your crusade. Crawl right up a chicken's butt and pray that you get laid.
You smell like diarrhea and you're such a freaking creep. It's nice you grew a beard to make it easier on the sheep. Up with your kilts and down with your arse, you make me bloody sick. Your family tree's a cactus cause you're such a freaking prick. I hope you step on Legos and I hope your goldfish dies. I swear to every one of you I'll be nobody prize. Ba-da-dum-bum-bum, ba-da-dum-bum-bum. Black Agnes was a Scottish lass, the pride of all the land. The enemy threw down his sword and put up both his hands. All right, lads, the jig is up. We made the most of it. We sharpened up our swords, boys. But she sharpened up her wit.
Brava. And that has one of the single best curses I ever wish to lay on someone. I hope you step on Legos, and I hope your goldfish dies. I mean, just...
Yeah, that is a hard thing to say to anybody. That's mean.
I know! It's so amazing. I love it. Oh, they are Chaste Treasure. If you are watching this when I'm airing it, then obviously you can't see them at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Faire, but tune in to their Facebook page, their YouTube page, etc., and so on and so forth. Chaste Treasure. Find them at chasetreasure.com. Buy all their albums. You can find them on iTunes, among other places. I know that. And where... I'm sorry?
We have three of the four on there so far. Hopefully by the end of December, we will have the fourth album up there as well.
Excellent. Very good. Chaste Treasure, thank you so very much for being on Shakespeare's Coffee Break. And this has been Shakespeare's Coffee Break. A huge thank... Well, my Siri is talking to me. That's kind of fun.
Hi,
Siri! This has been Shakespeare's Coffee Break. I am your friendly neighborhood Shakespeare, and I am on my coffee break. Let's have one last final noisy slurp.
Slurpy, slurpy, slurp.
That's just good internet audio. I don't care who you are. And friends, if you've enjoyed the show half as much as I've enjoyed making it, I've obviously enjoyed it twice as much as you did, and that's just called math. And whatever you feel the show is worth, a 1, a 5, a 10, for a 50, I will detail your car once the apocalypse is over and it's safe to go see you, because I don't have much pride. Do throw it into my hat, and by hat I mean my coffee account, coffee.com/Shakespeare. That's ko-fi.com/Shakespeare. And please consider buying me a cup of coffee, or even becoming a Patreon of the odds at patreon.com/Shakespeare. There are many tiers, but right now all the tiers get the exact same rewards, because some of you want to give a lot, and you can, and some of you want to give, but you don't have a lot to spare, and that's okay too. I want all of us to be able to support each other during this. So thank you very much. Thank you once again to our sponsors for supporting the show. Please support the show by supporting our sponsors. And also, use my code, Death by Fluffy Kittens, at Dandyfolk in order to get $5 off your order of $50 or more. So, thank you so very much. Friends, I love you, you love me. There's mutual glorious affection. Thanks again to Chaste Treasure for being here today. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Support the show by supporting our sponsors. Hill Storage and Rigging Company, Middletown, Pennsylvania. Machinery movers and erectors. Go to hillrigging.com. Renfest.org, your online directory of Renaissance festivals, vendors, and entertainers. Henderson's Hearth, classic Celtic recipes for today's on-the-go schedule. Visit them at hendersonshearth.com and at the Louisiana Renaissance Festival weekends starting November 7th. Dandyfolk, bits and baubles for the sharp and snazzy. Reversible venture hoods, scarves, masks, and more to get you through the seasons in style. Save $5 off of your order of $50 or more using our special code Death by Fluffy Kittens. Shop now at dandyfolk.etsy.com.